Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. Just want to give a special thank you to those who are newly subscribed to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Okay guys, so we are going to be going over the latest episode number 17 of Empire, alright? Let's get right into it. So I'm going to be skipping over the whole scene with Yana singing and practicing, okay? Or rehearsing, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to go right into Andre coming home, okay? So clearly it's been about a month. He's been in treatment and he is now home, okay? So he seems good. So he's sitting down with his family to eat dinner and Lucious tells him, you can stay here as long as you want and come back to Empire whenever you're ready. But Andre said, it's okay, Pops. I'm not going back anytime soon. Instead, I'm going to do missionary work in South Africa. Of course, Lucious wasn't too thrilled to hear this, but Cookie jumps in and says, hold on. She asks Andre, was this something your doctor ordered? So Andre says, well, the doctor told me not to get involved in anything that wasn't uplifting. So Cookie says, okay, but what about Tracy and Walker? I don't think Walker can travel that far. So Andre says, it's okay, Mom. He's basically letting her know he's not going with Tracy and the baby. And he's saying that he's doing it for his family. So he's going away for a little while to get himself together for the family. Then Cookie says, does Terry know about your plans? But instead of Andre answering her, he says, I can't wait to tell you guys more about Reverend Price's mission. Okay, so yeah, he pretty much changes the subject, all right? Next, we have Lucious in a meeting with Treasure and Devon, and he's going over their next few shows that they have to do before the ASA Awards. But Devon isn't too thrilled about doing these shows. On top of that, he asks Lucious if he expects them to believe that Andre is still on his honeymoon. So before Lucious could set Devon straight, Patel and Giselle come in to let him know that it's time for Lucious to move aside so they could take over managing the day-to-day operations. But Lucious tells them they need to get out of his office because the victory they got over him before ain't gonna happen again. So on their way out, Giselle says, you might want to talk to Andre because there are some things in that contract you might find interesting. So Lucious goes to ask Andre about the deal he made with Patel. Andre tells him it was a pretty standard contract. He gave me shares, I gave him money. So Lucious says, well, Patel is claiming that if you're not CEO of Empire, he gets his shares back plus some of yours. So Andre says it's a clawback, something an investor uses to get you to sign on, and it's almost never enforced. But unfortunately for Andre and the rest of the Lion family, Patel has chosen to enforce this clawback. So if Patel goes through with this, he will be majority owner. So Lucious says to Andre, I know you weren't in your right mind when you made a lot of these decisions, but how could you give away your birthright, son? So Andre feels pretty bad and he says, let me fix this, Pop. I can make it right. But Lucious is saying, no, I don't want you to do that. Like, I don't want you to be involved. You're not supposed to go back to Empire until you're better. Your doctor doesn't want you there. Okay? But Andre does convince him and Lucious decides to let him give it a shot. Okay? So now back to what Lucious was saying about Andre being not in his right mind, right, when he was making all these decisions. To me, I was wondering, right, if he wasn't in his right mind, right, and he was clinically diagnosed with whatever situation that he got going on, bipolar, you know, whatever it is, can't that stand in court that whatever contract he signed, shouldn't it be voided? That was just a question that I had. I kind of felt like if he wasn't in his right mind and they can prove it, then that contract should not even be able to be taken seriously. That was just a thought I had. So next we got Hakeem trying to work out with the annulment with his lawyer. And Maya shows up. Obviously, she comes in late. And he tells her, listen, every day you refuse to sign, I'm dropping 100 grand, okay? And that was that. So I guess he left her to think about a few things. Next, Cookie meets up with Elvis Stone, who tells her that if she wants him to back off, she has to cancel Bossyfest and come back to the Aces. So Cookie is back at the office and now she's ranting on to Becky about how she ain't gonna back down to Elvis Stone and who does he think he is and blah, blah, blah. So Becky, we gotta fight back, right? So Becky says, oh, so we're we again now that there's hard work involved. So Cookie says, Becky, we're partners and you know that. But Becky tells her, what I know is for the past month, you've been talking about Cookie Lion's this and Cookie Lion that and Cookie Lion's legacy. And Becky then tells Cookie that they should just either do nothing or negotiate one of the biggest time slots that the Aces can offer them. So Cookie says, I'm not doing that. And Becky says, of course you're not, because this place was founded to give underserved female artists an opportunity so they can come first, not your ego. And you would know that if you were an actual founder. And I was like, go ahead, Becky, tell her, okay? Because listen, y'all already know, I love me some Cookie, okay, for sure. But girl has been tripping a little bit lately, okay? She been on a power trip, an ego trip, all kinds of things. As far as I'm concerned, she should have never even been able to have the type of power to get rid of Giselle. And if she didn't get rid of Giselle, Giselle wouldn't have found herself over there with Patel trying to take over Empire, okay? Because I'm going to tell you one thing about Giselle. The girl is just trying to get in where she could fit in. Anyway, so let's move on. Next, Andre is practicing his speech for the meeting at Empire. But Lucious walks in on him giving himself a pep talk. All right, Andre does seem a bit shaky. So he goes over to his bag and he takes out some pills. You know, so Lucious was trying to be in the cut a little bit to see how far this was going to go. But once he pulled them pills out, he made himself known. Like, what are those and what are you taking those for? And so he said, oh, it's okay, Pop. It's just, you know, just so I could stay focused. And he said, no. I'm canceling the meeting. No. And he's like, wait, Pop, wait. I can do it. I got it. And he said, Lucious, he said, no, I'll figure something out. And Andre was like, but I don't want them to take Empire away from us again, Pop. And Lucious said, we can have 1,000,000 empires, but I only have one Andre. So I'm going to have to figure something else out. You go home, son, and get some rest. And you can see that that really touched Andre. And I was very proud of Lucious to just take a stand and say, you know what? All of this is not worth my son's life. So now we're at Becky's party, and we see that a few scenes before, Becky kept pushing her assistant to get her to refill her Adderall. So when she finally comes through, the dealer shows up and wanted to give Becky the stuff in person. So he gives her something white, right? And she's like, oh, you crushed up my Adderall? And he's like, no, this is that white stuff or whatever. That white girl, something he said like that. Some Becky for Becky. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I guess it is from the earth, right? So it's natural, you know, all this stuff. And he's like, girl, you're going to be fine. And she's like, okay. And I just feel like that's definitely going to spell disaster for Becky. She does not need to be on no coke. She don't even need to be on no Adderall because she already be tripping a little bit. I know I don't be talking about Becky a lot. I do skip over a lot of the scenes that she's in. But trust me, guys, I'm watching and I see that homegirl is bugging out. She has no patience. She's very jumpy and irritable. I'm seeing all of this, guys. So because they brought things up a lot tonight, I decided to talk about Becky. I just couldn't leave her out this time. I honestly thought tonight was the night that she was going to OD or something, okay? Anyway, moving on. So then Andre calls Cookie and he tells her, Mom, you won't believe this, okay? He tells her that Pop canceled the meeting because he saw I was a bit shaky. He said my mental health was more important than Empire. And Cookie says, well, you know, old Peg Leg, he been surprising me a lot now lately too, right? So anyway, she gets off the phone with Andre and she goes over and talks to Lucious. First, she's talking a little smack, you know, because Tiana's on stage and she done wrote her little diss track for Maya over there, okay? And Lucious is like, baby girl is mad. And Cookie says, that's what comes with being in love with a lion. Thank God I don't got to deal with that anymore. You know what I mean? So anyway, they start talking, little small talk. She basically told Lucious that she knows she has to make the choice of putting the artist first. But because of this whole thing with Elvis Stone and the Asa situation, her ego is in the way and she's having a hard time making the artist the primary choice, right? And so Lucious said, I could definitely respect and appreciate where you're coming from and what you're going through because I've been there and I'm actually going through that right now. I have to choose between saving Empire and saving Andre, but I definitely can't lose my son again. So Cookie says, since when do we allow anybody to put our backs against the wall? Let's team up on this and get over on all these hoes, okay? So next we got Andre, who tries to go and talk to Terry, but she automatically tells him that he is not welcome there and that he needs to leave before she calls the cops. Andre apologizes to her and tries to explain that he's healthy and just wants to talk. But long story short, she tells Andre that he has to earn her forgiveness. Next, we got Cookie, Lucious, and Becky going through Giselle's laptop, and they find out that Giselle and Kelly are hooking up. And of course, they're going to use that against them. Next, we got Giselle making a payment to Damon, and she thinks this is her last payment. But Damon got some news for her. He says, you are going to pay me for your life every month. So you stay alive, these are the payments that you got to make me. Okay, you're going to pay me as if you paying off a Benz. This guy is something else. But anyway, so Giselle done got herself into some mess by dealing with Damon, okay? And I feel sorry for her, honestly. Even though she's a mess herself, I do feel sorry for her. Anyway, so next we got Yana. She's singing the song Lucious wrote, and Cookie comes in as she hears her singing. Yana stops because Cookie is there, but Cookie says, no, go, keep on going. So as Cookie is hearing the lyrics, you can tell they sound familiar to her, right? The words sound familiar. So Cookie tells Yana, oh, that's so nice. That sounds like something Lucious said to me on my wedding night. Then she said to Yana, where did your young behind learn how to put those soulful words together? So Yana says, I didn't. Lucious did. So Cookie quickly tries to spare Yana's feelings and said, well, maybe I'm misremembering the words. It's probably a pickup line he used on all the girls. But it was too late, and Yana's feelings were definitely hurt. And she says, maybe I was just a fool who thought there could be second loves. Oh, well, Yana. So next we got a press conference where Cookie and Lucious announced that they are teaming up to boycott the Aces. Lucious tells them they are pulling their artists from the show and from award contention. So meanwhile, Patel and Giselle are planning their last move to take over Empire, and they are ambushed by a swarm of reporters when they get out of the car. So the ball reporter comes up to them and he shows them an article which is about them with a picture of Patel and Giselle in bed together, all right? And they're like, oh my gosh. So the article headline read CEO or CEO. So in the last scene, Lucious and Cookie toast with some wine or champagne, whatever they were drinking. And Cookie says, you know, that was a nice song you wrote for Yana. So Lucious says, yes, I thought it was a good song. It captured the essence of pure love, right? And Cookie says, it sounds like something you said to me on our wedding night. And Lucious tries to front. And Cookie says, Lucious, stop playing. I know that song is about me. So before they could talk about it, Andre walks in and tells them that Terry never wants to see him again. So for his family's sake, he's going to South Africa and he's not coming back. So that was it, guys. And it definitely wasn't good news for his parents to hear. They don't want him to just go to South Africa and not come back. I mean, the missionary was one thing, but to go there and not come back, come on, guy. All right, so that was the review, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I mean, we got one episode left. They were supposed to give us, I think, 2 more or something like that. But I heard because of this whole COVID-19 situation, they cut it short, which I just don't understand that. I mean, I thought that all of these episodes were pre-recorded a long time ago, and they were finally airing them, okay, scheduled to air. I didn't know that the actors needed to film the last few episodes. I'm just guessing here because it sounds like that's what the actors need to do, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. I just hope that however it ends is satisfactory. That's all I hope for, because I would hate to invest my time in another show and they piss me off with the ending. Okay? Now, before I go, I just wanted to tell you how annoyed I was with Maya, okay? Her little stupid t-shirts that she was walking around with, Mrs. Lion and Just Married, it's just so corny, honestly, okay? And Hakeem had it up to here with it, but it does look like, I don't know if he's liking her or if he's starting to see that maybe this marriage is good for him in the long run, because she did get him some good publicity, okay? And so he was saying, all right, let's hold off on the marriage or, you know, on the divorce thing until after the whole award crap goes away or whatever, right? So I don't know what in the world is going to happen with them, but I'm not feeling them together right now because I told you that I wasn't really feeling Maya that much. But anyway, that's that. I am Team Hakeem or Takeem, whatever you want to call it, even though Tiana is a little man eater, but I'm still rooting for Takeem. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video as well. Take care and be blessed. Bye-bye.